Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have 3 PlayStation topics to go over and discuss. We're talking about PlayStation's official Germany account and how they seemingly hinted at something significant happening this week in a now deleted post. On top of that, we're talking about a Horizon Complete Edition that leaked out. And on top of that, we're talking about something that we heard about Spider-Man 2 and how apparently the world isn't necessarily ready for what Insomniac is bringing with Spider-Man 2. So we're going to talk about these topics. Before we do, make sure you leave the video a like if you enjoy it or find it informative, and hit that subscribe button as well if you're new here to the channel. Now we're starting here with the official PlayStation Germany X account. They put out a post which showed a picture of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and they said, quote, "We hear now is the perfect time to add Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to your wish list," end quote. And they also have a hashtag here that says, hashtag Stellar Blade appears exclusively for hashtag PS5. Now this post has actually been deleted. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture of it. I probably should have, but I did see this post myself. And, you know, I thought it was interesting because it's like, yeah, this is seemingly a direct tease of some kind for some big PlayStation 5 exclusives. The interesting thing about both of these titles is that they're both big PS5 exclusives that people have been hoping to get some updates on. It's been a really long time since we've heard anything about Stellar Blade. This is a game that pretty much has been MIA, and you know, the fact that they're just randomly mentioning it seems to hint that, well, there's a rumored state of play that's going to be announced soon and potentially happening as soon as this week. I think a lot of people would be going into that state of play expecting some kind of update on Stellar Blade. But when we look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I mean, this is going to be one of the biggest PlayStation 5 games that comes out this generation, and it's coming soon. It's coming at the beginning of 2024 or early 2024. And so, yeah, we're already approaching the middle of September. This would be a perfect time for them to kind of, you know, start talking about it a little bit more. So they don't mention anything about a state of play or show, but there seems to be enough here to kind of point in the direction of a, I'd say, pretty significant state of play happening relatively soon. And the fact that the post has been deleted, I think, kind of adds to that a little bit here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. Do you think this is a direct hint that we can expect some kind of state of play focused on games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Stellar Blade? Or do you think that they ended up deleting it because that's not what they wanted people to take away from this post? I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say. Moving on from that, we have a leak for a Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition. This is being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle. They say, an unannounced Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition has been leaked for the PS5. The leak comes from Singapore's rating board IMDA. The listing was spotted over the weekend, suggesting an announcement in the near future. Much like its predecessor, Horizon Forbidden West's upcoming release includes the base game as well as the Burning Shores expansion. Although the base game was released on the PS4, Burning Shores did not, and as a result, the Complete Edition is skipping the last-gen console as well. So to me, this is probably the best evidence of a state of play or some kind of PlayStation show happening very soon, because this came out of nowhere. It's also not that surprising, though, because we did see something just like this with Horizon Zero Dawn. They had a big DLC for that, and then they released a Complete Edition, and I've actually seen a lot of people expressing excitement over this Complete Edition, because there are people who choose to wait for stuff like this, where they want to buy just, you know, a complete version of the game and play it all at one time. And yeah, I do think that this is yet another hint of maybe a state of play coming, and I could absolutely see this announced during a state of play. But something else that's worth mentioning here is people are really curious to know if this Complete Edition is also going to be released for PC. Horizon Forbidden West is likely a game that's going to make its way to PC at some point in time. And so if they announce a Complete Edition, I think a lot of people think this would be a good time for them to announce the PC version. But as of right now, the only listing that appeared is for PS5, but it could be a sign that maybe it'll come not too long after the PS5 version, maybe 6 months later or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, let me know if you plan on picking up this Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition. Now, moving on to the final topic of the video here, we're talking about Spider-Man 2. I have a report here from WCCF Tech. They say Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is one of the most anticipated games releasing in the coming weeks, but the world may not be ready for what Insomniac has cooked up, according to the PlayStation Studios director of sound design. In a new post shared on LinkedIn, Jeremy Villat, I think that's how you say his name, talked about the next entry in the series, saying that he is not sure the world is quite prepared for what Insomniac is about to release. He added that the game is stunning and their best work yet. So here's exactly what he had to say. Quote, "Just want to take a minute to shout out the amazing audio team at Insomniac. Such a wonderful and talented group of humans to get to work alongside. I'm not sure the world is quite prepared for what they are about to release upon it," in regards to Spider-Man 2. "It's stunning and in my humble opinion, their best work yet. Good luck getting to the finish line." End quote. The article concludes by saying this is quite a statement. It'll be really interesting to see if Marvel Spider-Man 2 will indeed live up to this. We haven't seen much of the game as of now, but there's no doubt that it will have no trouble setting itself apart from its predecessor with its darker tone, new gameplay features, and dual gameplay protagonist system, new Brooklyn and Queens map, and more when it launches in a little over a month. So yeah, I have to agree that is quite the statement there. And I think there's certainly a bit of hyperbole here. I mean, the idea that the world isn't ready for this game, I would argue that no, I think the world is definitely ready for this game, but I understand what he's trying to say. He's just simply saying that Insomniac has created an incredible game that is potentially going to blow some people away. And, you know, this is the thing about these bigger PlayStation studios and these bigger games that they make. They're always trying to one-up themselves. And, you know, there's always conversations as to whether or not they achieve that when they make a sequel like this. But from what I've seen of Spider-Man 2, it does look very promising. And I just do get this sense with the game that there's going to be a lot more there than what Insomniac has shown so far. The article here does mention that we haven't seen a lot of it. And it's true, we haven't. We've had, I think, maybe like 2 trailers so far. And you know, a chunk of gameplay, but outside of that, we still are kind of in the dark, right? And maybe that's a good thing. I think a lot of people do view that as a good thing, because if you want to be surprised and, you know, not necessarily be fully aware of every single aspect of the game before you get your hands on it, I think a lot of people are going to appreciate this. So yeah, that's my kind of take on this. I do think, again, there is a little bit of hyperbole here, but I can sense the excitement. And my takeaway from what the, you know, head of PlayStation Studios sound design is saying is simply that this is an amazing game that Insomniac made, their best one yet, and that sounds very believable to me. So there you go. Just kind of wanted to give you guys that little update. At this point, we just have to, you know, continue to be patient. It's about, I think, what, 39 days now until Spider-Man 2 launches, so we're getting there. Let me know your thoughts about everything we covered down below. I'll be interested to see what you have to say. Again, leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.